Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Just like on Monday, we're going to be taking notes today. So make sure you have your notebook ready. If not, pause now and then come back with it and hit play so we can start taking our notes. Today, we're going to talk about apostrophes. There are two different times when we use apostrophes. Let's start with this note. The apostrophe is a punctuation mark used in several ways. Okay. An apostrophe is used to form the possessive of a noun, meaning when someone owns something, you would use an apostrophe to show they owned it. And I'll give you an example of that in a second. Or to replace letters left out in a contraction. So if we have the contraction like I am, we would change it to I'm, and we would use an apostrophe for that. So let's first start with possessives. So when we talk about possessives, what we mean here is when someone owns something. Something. Okay, so when someone owns something, it's known as a possessive. So an example of this might be Olivia's pencil is blue. So here we see the apostrophe S because it shows ownership. She owns the pencil. So that's how we're using a possessive apostrophe to show ownership. Another example of this might be Brandon's toy is cool. Here we use an apostrophe S to show that he owns the toy. So that's how we would use possessives, apostrophes when we use possessives. Now, another way we might use them is for contractions. So we know that contractions are when two words are combined using an apostrophe. So an example of this might be like it plus, where's my plus sign here? It plus is equals its. So we see that that turns into a contraction using an apostrophe. Or maybe like she plus is equals she's. So no one's owning anything here. It's not a possessive. This is just a contraction. Like we plus will equals wheel. So it's when you put two words together and you make them into a contraction, you need to use an apostrophe for that. So what you guys need to know the difference between is when you're using an apostrophe to show ownership, that's called a possessive, to show that someone owns something. Usually they own the thing that comes right after. When you're using an apostrophe to put two words together and take out a vowel, you replace that with an apostrophe, and that's called a contraction. So these are the two main forms of apostrophes we're going to be talking about today and tomorrow. Again, today is just notes that we're taking. What I want you guys to do is after this video, before you put away your notes for the day, I want you to write a contraction of your own here. And I also want you to write a sentence that uses a possessive on your own here, using an apostrophe S to show that someone owns something. Okay, so that's your assignment for today. You don't have to share it with me or anything. You're just going to do that in your notebook today. Then tomorrow, we're going to go over these notes again, and you're going to fill out a Google form that's going to be a quiz on possessives and on contractions. So it's just mainly on all sorts of apostrophes. You just need to be able to tell the difference of when it's used as a possessive and when it's being used as a contraction. So take your time, make sure you understand. Reach out with any questions.